Second half has kicked off, sun's starting to go down, so no doubt the temperature will be a little bit more cooler, and hopefully Newcastle's second half improves. Anthony Gordon's there. Fans are shocked.
No, that one's died. Oh, we've got a caller. We've got a caller. Bear with me a second. Let's see if this comes through okay. Hello?
Hello, it's Nigel. It's Newcastle. I'm just bringing Newcastle on TV.
Hi, Nigel. How are you?
Yeah, good, thanks. Yourself?
Yeah, not too bad, mate. Not too bad. You are live immediately, so I do apologise. Put you on the spot straight away. Just let me know, Nigel. What is it you want to talk about?
Just the game on Saturday evening, really. Newcastle Brighton. It was I think it was worrying. I think it was a very worrying display in terms of how we played, especially after Liverpool. Liverpool was worried as well. Not finished that match off, but. Let's talk about that Liverpool game first of all, Nigel.
Jesus Christ, I don't know about you. I was at the game and it was absolutely heartbreaking being sat there watching us capitulate like that. But I don't know about you. To be honest, when Van Dijk was sent off, I always thought we need another goal because you tend to get the opposition side who go down to 10 men, and they always seem to be able to have a bite of it, and it just becomes a little bit more difficult for the team with 11 men. I don't know how you felt about where did you go wrong? Where did it go wrong? You think it was the changes or what? What happened?
It was definitely a red card, firstly.
Yeah.
And yeah, we had so many chances. Liverpool, I think we had Liverpool on toast. I really do. Alexander-Arnold should have arguably been sent off. I guess from 10 to 9 would have been different, but we had the chances. Amron had 2 chances. The one where the keeper made a great save and he weaved through and then he hit the post. And I think that was maybe in the second half. Amron's also had a lot of unfair criticism, I think, from sections of the Newcastle fan base. But I always think he's got ability, and I think he always tries hard. But yeah, Liverpool were there definitely for taking them, which we should have taken that. And the subs as being talked about, Brighton and Liverpool, I think they're quite similar. Difference between, I think, top end managers and average managers. I'm not saying that Eddie Howe's an average manager. Is they change the subs are quite similar, I think, the last 2 games, rather than changing the formation, etc., and what's happened in the game. I feel like he's just freshening it up like for like. I feel like Tonali's been very unlucky to be taken off. He was definitely taken off Brighton and possibly Liverpool as well.
Why do you think that was, Nigel? What? Because I agree with you 100%, and I think
I struggle. I struggle because I think I love Bruno. I'm not one of these people that slag Bruno off. I think Bruno's been great this season. He started a little bit more sloppy by his high standards. I feel like on Saturday he couldn't get a pass together. He was very sloppy, and Tonali was probably the better player in the team. Really, out of he was certainly better out of the 3 in midfield, and I feel like taking him off was unlucky. It was harsh. And I also feel like Bruno and Tonali are quite similar in a way. They're probably trying to do the same job,
Yeah, I think there's been quite a lot of talk on social media, hasn't there? And people have said, that they're struggling to. Obviously, it is very early days, but a lot of people are saying that they're kind of counteracting each other because they're trying to do the same work. What do you do? Obviously, we've got the international break coming up, which is I personally think, guys, if you're just calling, we're just currently on. If you can give a call back in about 60 seconds, that would be great. International break I think has come at the right time. Usually, I'd say it hasn't because we're usually on a decent streak, but I think we need it to reset. What do you do going into that Sheffield United game? Do you revert back to what we were doing against Brighton? Do you change it up completely? Obviously, it's difficult with the setback with Willock as well. What do you think we need to do?
I personally bring Longstaff in. I think Longstaff, we didn't lose many games with Longstaff in last season. he's not the prettiest of footballers in the world. He's not your star signing, but I feel like he's a massive player. And this is a big decision for Eddie Howe, because if I know he's probably going to have to leave out one of his, Bruno or Tonali. I just feel like for the short term, maybe leave one of them out, and then hopefully longer term they can play together. Willock is a massive miss as well. I think Willock is a massive miss. We missed him, haven't we? And he's got a different sort of engine and things. And I think he's got to get the wingers set. He doesn't know which wingers he likes. He likes Gordon. Does he like Barnes? Does he like Almiron? He does seem to have favourites. Left back as well. I'm amazed at not Dan Burnley, but I'm amazed that he started Matt Taggart over Hall. Is there fitness issues there? I don't know. I really don't know. The fullback's a bit of an issue, really, because we signed so many fullbacks: Ashby, Livramento, Hall, and I don't know. We haven't seen enough of them yet. Maybe it's fitness, I don't know, but I don't know what's happened to Livramento either. Is he going to just play when Trippier's injured? Trippier hasn't had a great start, has he, either, by his high standards?
No, it was against Brighton. He made that mistake, which nearly cost us. Obviously, he was able to rectify it pretty quickly, but just little things like that. I was looking, and very much like you said, it was they just seem off, don't they? That there's a lack of chemistry, something that we really, really had last year. And the one thing I'm struggling with is because obviously I don't think we had a fantastic season last season, absolutely. And the last thing any of us want to do is criticise people unnecessarily. But I do think there's room for us to be able to talk about it. But when you have people like Bruno, who's obviously very passionate, and I think you probably saw that he bit back at one of the fan accounts on Twitter. Do you think these sorts of things are going to come back to haunt us a little bit? Because, the fans are so close to the players these days, and it's clear that they do see these things. Do you think these sorts of things are going to start to have an impact? Because the last thing we want is to... I think sometimes we need to be brought back down to earth a little bit. And the last thing I want is a fan base to kind of get carried away.
Absolutely. I feel like the things I've seen over the last 4 hours, so I think we need to be constructive in our criticism. I feel like there has been some deluded comments about calling for out, etc., etc. As well as we need to know where we come from, but we also need to understand that what we've seen so far this season isn't good enough. In a way, I think we've been victims to our own success. Yeah. I'm sorry if that's a bit word of mouth, but season 1 we got Champions League, and I don't think that was ever really part of the remit, was it? Really, I think if you'd have asked someone 12 months ago, it's probably top 8, maybe top 6 if you're lucky, and we finished 4th. Should have been 3rd, maybe. So I feel like we've got to find a balance between constructive criticism, and I feel like players and managers and coaches will accept that, but being not constructive and just calling for managers' heads and players, and it's just not fair. It's finding the balance, isn't it? And we have the best fans in the world because of our support, and I can't wait to see Milan black and white in a couple of weeks. I think that's going to be fantastic. Excellent.
Just before I let you go then, Nigel, because I really appreciate your time, we'll get some other guys and girls on as well. How do you think we're going to fare in that Milan game?
I'm going to be optimistic and say a 2-1 win.
Brilliant. Nigel, really appreciate your time, mate. Take care, and hopefully we'll have you on again soon, mate.
Cheers. Keep up the good work. Thank you.
Cheers, mate. Bye-bye. Nigel, absolute legend. Apologies, guys, when you're ringing through. Got some music that's just kicked in. I do apologise there. So, yes, that was Nigel. Appreciate your time there, Nigel. Just got another call coming in, guys.